With NX2412, we've brought back a replace feature template command. We have historically had a replace user-defined feature command that has been around for a long time. We initially thought that we could just use the standard replace feature command with feature templates, but it turns out there are some specific cases where a dedicated replace feature template command actually makes a lot of sense. So we brought that back. Or created it really for feature templates. The new replace feature template does a couple of things, and we'll see this here in just a second. But one is it automatically rolls the model back to the state right before the original feature template was added, so that all of the original geometry is available for placement. This is one of the challenges with using replace feature. Sometimes the original placement faces have been modeled away, for instance, making a robust placement selections impossible. The second thing that it does is automatically collect up any downstream dependencies and helps the user remap those so that the downstream constructions remain robust. So we'll see that again here in just a second. Let's start out here in NX with a standard ANSI B16.5 pipe flange that we migrated from a UDF that was created many years ago by Rick Hebert. And we're going to add this to this pipe here by selecting a couple bits on the end. We're going to get that end face and this inner diameter edge there. And then there are a bunch of parameters you can see here that describe the parameters of the flange, diameters and the bolt circle and all those kinds of things, number of holes. And this, of course, will build this flange on the end of the pipe for us, okay? So that's awesome. That's a feature template that, of course, sits here in our model navigator as this feature template. Now, the new thing that we've got, again, is this new replace feature template here, okay? And this is going to do a couple of things, as we described. Before we go there, I want to create a little bit of downstream geometry based on this so that we can see that kind of remapping process and how that's going to work. So to do that, what I want to do is start by extracting a face off the end of this. I'm going to use our extract geometry command and grab this face right here and make a little gasket that's going to go on the end here so we can see that. So that's created a little extract face. If I hide the flange, we can see that little extracted surface there. And then what I'm going to do is thicken that to create the gasket. And I'm going to make that kind of obnoxiously thick here, 0.2 inches here, so that it's visible. And then what we can do is change the color of that too, just so we can see a little bit of contrast there. And so with that, now we've got our flange, the original pipe there, and the gasket there. Okay, hide the sketches and datums there for a minute. Okay, so what we want to do again is replace this flange, and as we replace this flange, we want the downstream gasket, of course, to update to the new flange here as well, right? So it'll remain, as we do the replacement, it'll attach itself to the pipe, and we'll see the downstream gasket here also get updated as we do this, okay? So let's do that. We've got our feature template here. You'll notice that as we come in to do replacement feature template here, it's going to have us select something from the reuse library. We can either go to the reuse library here or poke the button here. That'll open it for us. It has it open to the last folder we used, which of course is this one. As we do this, it's looking specifically for a feature template. So if we come in here and try to grab this one that's a UDF, I'm clicking here, it won't select a UDF. This V2 here is just a regular part. It won't select that one either. This V3 right here is also a feature template, as you can see. So that one it'll select. Let me select that one. And again, as we do this, you notice that it's already rolled back, right, to the state right before that feature template is added. So we've got that original end face and this original edge, which again are modeled away when we do the flange, right? But they're here and available now, so that as we come in to do this one, we'll be able to select those. We have those same placement options here. We're going to selections. We're going to grab that same end face, that same ID right there. And this new version here, you'll notice, has all of those parameters that we were looking at a minute ago. Has all those collected into a parameter table. So we can just go and select a pipe class here. And really, rather than having to go and look up each of those parameters individually in the standard and fill in the right values to get the right size and shape, Here we can just choose the pipe class, and as we do that, it'll go and look up all those values for us from the table that's defined in the standard, frankly, right? So this is a much cleaner way to do this kind of feature. So as we do this here, this one's smaller, significantly smaller than our original. Our original down here you see has 8 holes going around the outside. The diameter's relatively large. This one's made for a smaller class of pipe, and so this one's going to have fewer holes and be a little thinner, a little smaller. So as we go and add this, you'll notice now that it's again smaller diameter, has 4 holes down here instead of 8. It's going to remap a few things here for us to, again, make sure things are robust. The datum axis is still there, so it's got that one. The face, we've got a new face on our new feature here, and then a curve here that's looking for one of the holes. So we'll grab a hole there, so that all looks consistent, right? And as we do those, then this is going to go and rebuild. Again, it's using that face in particular for our downstream gasket, right? So this is going to go then and again attach it and also build our gasket downstream, and so we'll see that here, and we've got our extracted face and our thicken now are built off of the geometry of this V3 feature template instead, right? So that's pretty cool. Again, this illustrates kind of why we did this. Again, we've got that ability to roll back automatically to the right placement place. So we've got the right base geometry there, and again, we'll map all the downstream stuff on the other end here. We can go forwards and backwards. This happened to go from like a V1 to a V3, but when we do this replace, we can actually go back to V1 if we want as well. There's not a directionality implied here, so very flexible. Okay. So that's our replace feature template here for NX2412, and I hope you find that useful.